Alright, so we have just been soft-locked out of the ending of Secret of the Mimic. So, what a way to end that game. Although we did see 2 out of the 3 endings, so I still feel pretty confident. I think we've seen the majority of the game. We just haven't seen, you know, the true final ending. But I think I played enough to be able to accurately judge the game amongst its peers. And every time I play a new Five Nights at Freddy's game, I love to rethink how I would rank all these games. So we're gonna do another tier maker. We love tier makers. So let's do a Five Nights at Freddy's tier maker. Talk about all the games, man. Because we got a brand new one to talk about. Alright, let's do this. I don't know what these default tiers are. I think I might just... Let's reset them back to their natural state real quick. This is just what the tier maker came with. So C, D, there we go. I guess we could just go in order too. So Five Nights at Freddy's 1. I think this one is an easy S. Easy S. It's the first one, it's the start of it all. And I think even though it is the first one, I think they really, he really nailed just like the feel of what these games were gonna be for like years to come. Like, Five Nights at Freddy's 1, after all this time, still holds up so strong, even compared to the later entries that are like, have more in them, have like voice acting and more polish and more graphics and everything. I still think the first game holds up so well. Like, the gameplay is so strong. It's like, oddly enough, one of like the deepest of like the classic era. Like, it feels like they're like, you don't really talk about play styles when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Like, I think play style, like, everyone kind of has the same play style for Five Nights at Freddy's, especially like 2, 3, 4, everyone kind of plays the same. FNAF 1, I feel like there's a lot more variety in how you could approach this game that I really appreciate. It makes it so much more fun to replay as like you try and see how far you can push your specific strategy. That's why I really love it. I think it's great. And this is obviously, we're not comparing this to like video games as a whole. I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's never really crosses the S threshold if we compare it to like other video games. But compared to Five Nights at Freddy's itself, in a bubble, FNAF 1 is definitely S tier. FNAF 2, this one's a controversial one. I feel like for a while there, like, I would say like up to Sister Location, people would say that this was the best one. You know, it had the most characters. This song is driving me goddamn crazy. I need to lower this a little bit. This is not head empty enough for me. I need to lower this song a little bit. It's driving me crazy. You know, it has the most characters. It has the most going on. It's like FNAF 1, but more. It introduced the puppet. It's the beginning, really, of, like, the lore. Like, we got a little bit of lore in FNAF 1, but FNAF 2 had Purple Guy, and the Missing Children's Incident, and, like, more Golden Freddy lore, and the puppet. Did I say that already? The puppet. It had the puppet. That's huge. But I do feel like, over time, people have come to this conclusion that the gameplay really sucks. And yeah, it kind of does really suck, but even that still being said, I still kind of like playing it. I like throwing the mask on, I like winding the music box, I like the atmosphere, I love the whing, whing, whenever someone's outside your office. It's definitely, like, if I had to rank it next to the other games, it's definitely not great, but I think there's something special about FNAF 2, at least aesthetically. At least aesthetically. I would really, really love, like, we were just talking about, like, a Security Breach remake. I think a FNAF 2 remake could be awesome. I think if any game actually needed the remake more, I think a FNAF 2 remake makes more sense. It's like this, like, making this game that people remember being good, but actually isn't that good when you go back to it, but like actually going back, remaking it, and actually making it good. I think that'd be cool. And we've seen a couple attempts at a FNAF 2 remake. I think there's one that like came out recently that I should check out. But I think this has a lot of potential, but it just doesn't hit it. So that's like a, I don't know, a C maybe, a C. At least for now. Carried by aesthetics, carried by characters. FNAF 3. Now this one has my guy. This one has Springtrap. Is he still my favorite design? Probably. Yeah, I would say probably still my favorite design. This one is another controversial one. There's people like, you either love this game or hate this game. I'm in the love camp. I love FNAF 3. I love the one-on-one nature. I love the green. I love that it's all green, like a greenish puke yellow. I love that color palette. Springtrap is just fucking the best character design in this series. One of the best character designs just ever. I think Springtrap's design is just fucking peak, dude. I love Springtrap. You've come around to liking FNAF 3 a lot. I think it's really good. It's one of the few, I think it's the only classic game that like truly capitalizes on cameras. Like in terms of like the classic Scott Cawthon games, it's like the only one that like fully utilizes cameras. Like the other games have cameras, like FNAF 1, FNAF 2, Sister Location, they all have cameras, but they're very like strict in their use. Like for instance, like FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 have cameras, but you don't really use them because the only thing that actually matters is checking on the puppet or Foxy in those games respectively. Whereas with FNAF 3, he could be on any camera and you need to know where he is. So you're going to check every camera to see where he is. It's true because you literally need to use the cameras of 3. You literally need to use them. And they play into this even more because Springtrap hides on the cameras. He's not easy to see. You have to know where he hides. And I think he has multiple places to hide on each camera. So you really need to like look. And there's like way more static in this game than any other game. It just makes it even harder to see. But yeah, I think like FNAF 3... seeing Mark enter a pin code into some bricks was something else. Yeah, it has great secrets too. I think it has the best like Atari minigames out of the series for sure. Like great vibes. Concluded the original trilogy of the story. I think FNAF 3 is really great. Now I get it. It's just Springtrap. Like this is definitely the most repetitive of all the games because it is literally just 5 nights with Springtrap, which doesn't really evolve much between the nights, besides like difficulty going up, but I still really like it. FNAF 4. Let me take a sip. In FNAF 4, I think it's... I don't know what I want to say here. It's a departure for sure, because there's no this was the first game without cameras. So no cameras, no resource management either. So no cameras, no resource management, but you're still defending a room. So it's still, it's like imagine FNAF 1 without cameras or battery. It's very, very cool in that way. I like that like design. How it's basically just FNAF 1 again, but like modified to be taking place in like a child's room rather than a security office. I think that's really cool. I love the aesthetic. I love the vibe. Dude, the vibes. I know we talked about how like Steel Wolves games could use better audio design. Dude, the audio design in FNAF 4, fucking top tier, dude. God, the FNAF 4 ambiance is probably some of the best in the series. I love it. I love the Nightmare animatronics. I love the plush trap, like the weird ass plush trap game that like lets you get like skip 2 hours in the night. I love how this game ramps up as it goes on, you know? I love that like the last night is when Fredbear shows up, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And the whole game changes. It's so good. I feel like every time I play FNAF 4, I like have even more appreciation for it. I think FNAF 4 fucking rules. And it also has great minigames. Like, it has the minigames that tell the story of the crying child, which I still don't think we know the name of. Yeah, FNAF 4, I think, underappreciated. Underappreciated. It is one of the best ones, for sure. Poor FNAF 2. Poor FNAF 2, man. Or what's next? Halloween, we don't need to judge this. Let's just put DLC for FNAF 4. I'll judge DLC only when it's like a big expansion. That's only when that's when I'll judge it. FNAF World. So this is an RPG, but the closest we've gotten to a name is Dave, which would be really funny post Secret of the Mimic. Oh, for the crying child. FNAF World is a weird one because I do think it's very fun, but it's also so different from any other game in the series. It's a spin-off, you know, it's a spin-off, but I do think it's really fun. I love the adventure animatronics. What in the world? You guys hear that? Hold on a sec. Alright, we're good. What was I saying about FNAF World? It's crazy to think that this is like so early in the FNAF like release timeline. Like I remember when this was like getting like teased. It felt like it was the send-off, you know? With all the characters being turned into like these cute, like cuddly versions of themselves. And it felt like this big celebratory game to like send off the series with. And now look at where we are. Look at all these icons that come after. It's crazy to think that like this game didn't even have Baby in it, man. We've had Circus Baby in our lives for like almost a decade at this point, and this game did not have her, which is crazy, man. I don't want to say we need a FNAF World 2, but I mean, imagine. Could you imagine? I'd love a FNAF World 2. I think FNAF World's very fun. I know Scott said if he ever made a FNAF World 2, he would like try a lot harder with it. He'd like make it like a real RPG. You need it? I need it too, actually. FNAF World's very fun. I'd probably put it here. I think it's very fun. It's very cute. It's a very simple RPG, but I still like it. I still like it. It's the most different RPG I've ever seen. And it also gave us a very funny tweet where someone said starting Final Fantasy VII for the first time and then retweeted it the next day saying this is like FNAF World. So, A tier. Sister Location. Where do I begin with Sister Location, man? This was my favorite game. Favorite FNAF game in the series. I don't know if I'm willing to say any other game has topped it in my mind, but I think just like the tone, the aesthetic, the vibes. Dude, when you first go down the elevator and the elevator clicks and you hear that jingle, the bum 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 bum, that shit, and then the night one with the super fancy font shows up, it's like, oh, this is Five Nights at Freddy's. The fun times are still scary to me. Not many of these games really scare me that much anymore, but the fun times are still scary to me. I think those animatronics, you know, Circus Baby, Ballora, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, there's something about them that still like, terrifies me. There's something awful about them that I hate and love at the same time. I think they are the scariest characters this series has made. Seriously. It gives us that legendary video too. I don't know what you're talking about. But I love that this game is more of a story-focused game. Circus Baby is one of my favorite characters in the series. Oh, the dude laughing at the secret ending? Oh, the secret ending. Yeah. That's a funny one. I love the Circus Baby's rentals location. I love the breaker room segment. I love all the parts and service segments. And the Ennard fight. Oh, I don't think that's ever going to get topped. I really don't. I think no matter what happens in this series from this point on, I don't think there's going to be a single moment for me that tops the Ennard fight. The Ennard fight is so good. So good. And I think, like, the thing that's sad is, like, I think Steel Wool could top the Ennard fight, for sure. But I just don't think they want to. I think they want to make their chase sequences and be done with it, which is kind of sad. I really wish we would get, like, a really solid, like, defend the office segment from Steel Wool, because I think they can make it, because they have made something like it, like the Dreadbear office segments in Dreadbear, which we'll get to. I think they can do it. They can make something as good as the Ennard fight. Maybe even better. Maybe, like, far better. You still listen to Sister Location's OST? It's a good OST! It's the first original OST we've got in the series. You know, this is the beginning of Leon Riskin's career with Five Nights at Freddy's. And the other thing is Custom Night. I'm not willing to put Custom Night as its own ranking because I feel like it's so integral to what Sister Location is now. I think if Sister Location was just the story and nothing else, it might have been A, but I think the Custom Night update brings it up to an S. Because not only do you get a really cool story Five Nights at Freddy's game, but for people who wanted the classic experience, then you also get the classic experience with the DLC. Which is why I think Secret of the Mimic should get some DLC. Some gameplay-focused DLC. That'd be cool. Because then I might have no issues giving it S. Right now I have some issues, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Oh, so for anyone here that's like joining for Mario Kart, it's coming. Let me just get through this. What's next? Pizzeria Sim? Dude, I don't want to like top heavy this list, but Pizzeria Sim also might be an S for me. I don't want to top heavy this list, man, but God. The Pizzeria Sim aspect, like the simulator aspect, I love. I love the mini games. I love the office segments. Again, another scary thing from this series. I think the office segments in Pizzeria Sim are so scary. I love Scrap Baby. I love Lefty. Candy Cadet. You need to make tuna sandwiches for the fam. Take your time. Okay. Yeah, Pizzeria Sim. It also came out on my birthday. So I have some brothership with this game. It's the end of the classic series and it came out on my birthday. Like, what do you want? What do you want me? I can't not put it an S. It's special to me. It's special to me, man. Ultimate Custom Night. I actually think this game is great. I actually think this game is weird because like I haven't played it too much since it's come out, but when it did come out, I spent like 12 hours in it in the first 2 days, which I'm still shocked about whenever I go back and think about it. I played this game, man. This game is so fun. It's like the ultimate sandbox Five Nights at Freddy's game, and I think that's so like that's the most fun part about it. It's just fun to be like, I want to do these animatronics. I want this to be what well, Phrasing, I want this to be the animatronics I go up against today. I'm gonna set their levels. I'm gonna make my own custom knight. And I love that. I played so much of this game. No, I will never beat 50-20 mode, but that's okay. Because I still find a way to have fun. Let's put it in A, maybe. Fnaf AR. This might be a hot take, but I thought Fnaf AR was quite good when it came out. I thought its gameplay was really tense. The audio design, speaking of audio design, Fnaf AR had really good audio design. It was the prettiest looking FNAF game, even though it was just like models. It was the prettiest looking FNAF game up until that point. Illumix had crazy rendering people. But I think the big issue is that every subsequent update to the game made it worse and worse. Just every single update made it worse. To the point where now it's dead. Now you can't even play it. So I think that's D for dead. I don't even know why we're still talking about it. But I feel bad because FNAF AR I think had potential, but I think they got too greedy. They made too many bad decisions, and now the game's dead. And now I think the company's doing like NFTs or something. So, I mean, good riddance, I guess. So sad. This Freddy in space? Shit. Sorry. Can I just take all the joke games and put them in here? Like, they're not... I'm not gonna pretend to like them. I'm really not. I don't think these games are good, like, even a little bit. They're here to be funny and to, like, tease upcoming games, but other than that, like, yeah, no, they're not good. They look ugly, they play bad. No more, thank you. Alright, Help Wanted. I think I've talked about this a lot, about how... what's up, Vanilla? We're getting to Mario Kart soon, don't worry. I'm almost done with this tier list. Help Wanted is so tough for me, because I think playing Help Wanted, just existing in Help Wanted in VR, is so special. Like, just playing through those old games in first-person VR is so special. And I think Help Wanted itself has a lot of really strong moments. But then it also has the remake of FNAF 2 and 3, which are god-awful. And then it also has, like, 2 versions of Fun with Plush Trap, which are not different in any way. And then it has, like, Parts and Service, which is fun, but it's not really challenging at all once you know how to do it. Like, it's fun the first time, but then every subsequent time, it's not very fun. And same thing with, like, Vent Repair and everything. This is a very uneven game that I think was very fun the first time, but repeat playthroughs are kind of a chore, for sure. Because a lot of time you're just kind of, like, waiting. It's a lot of waiting in this game. The point where, like, I'd honestly consider dropping it here, but then it also has Pizza Party, which is probably the scariest single segment in any of the games. I'll probably just put it in B. It's probably a B. I want to put it in C, but it's probably a B. I think it does not hold up. I really don't think it holds up. I'm waiting for FNAF Help Wanted Plus. That mod might fix all my issues with the game. I know they're gonna be like reworking a bunch of games, adding the Phantoms back into FNAF 3. I'm waiting for that mod to play Help Wanted again. Oh, and also, they make you play through the whole thing twice. What is Steelwell's problem with that? They make you play through every minigame twice to get the ending. At least it's not the true ending. It's just an ending. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't like a lot of this game. But I think the parts that are good are so strong that it's frustrating. It's so hard to judge these compared to the classics, just because like the classics are such these super tight like 40-minute experiences, maybe an hour at most. Whereas the Steel Wool games are so much larger that, like, yeah, the Steel Wool games might have as many good moments as the classic games, but they also go on for way longer, and all that other time is filled in by not very good stuff. So, that's frustrating. I think Steel Wool could definitely... I think they honestly should scale down even more with their projects. I think, like, Steel Wool should put out, like, 2-hour games that are, like, $20 instead of, like, 6-hour games that are $40. I think that'd be like, that's a really nice sweet spot, especially for Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, Five Nights at Freddy's games are short, but, like, they're so replayable. Whereas I think the Steel Wool games are not quite as replayable because they're longer, and a lot of that length is taken up by very, very boring side stuff. But yeah, it's a B. Dreadbear. Dreadbear is good. I think it's a bit disappointing now. Once it's all, like, now that we've had some distance from it. But I think the stuff that is in there is pretty good. It's just not very long. Which I know I literally just complained that they're too long. But I think this one's too short. I think this one's, like, too short. It doesn't give us enough of what it has to offer. It's just like, you know, it's a couple of mini games and then you're done. You know, it's a couple of mini games that have no correlation to each other, and then you're done. I think it needed a stronger, cohesive hook. And then maybe content isn't even the problem. Maybe the length isn't even the problem. Maybe it's just like the cohesiveness of the package is the problem. You know, I'm gonna drop it down actually. I think it has, again, one of the strongest modes of gameplay in the series with the Dreadbear office segments. And I think it has a lot of really fun mini games like Trick or Treat and Build-A-Mangle and the plush baby corn maze, whatever. And the hallway. The hallway is a great moment too. The hallway is probably the best FNAF chase sequence. But other than that, I mean, again, it's just the cohesiveness of the package is what's really bothering me. Security breach. Hold on. No, don't think I'm doing it. I'm just moving these down. I'm just moving these down real quick. Security breach goes here. I don't think I need to say much more about security breach. I think we've said everything we could possibly say. Ruin. It's like here, probably. It's fine. It's fine. It's very boring, and that's probably the worst thing you can say about it is, you know, it's boring. It's just boring. It's not broken. It's not a narrative mess. It's not, you know, got soft locks. It's not anything like, it's just boring. It's just a boring 2-hour game. That has some really nice aesthetics, I guess. But yeah, it's boring. Help Wanted 2, I would say, is finally up here. The first Steel Wool game to break into the A tier. I don't know what happened with Steel Wool between Ruin and this game, but like they really, I guess Ruin itself was a big jump in quality, but Help Wanted 2 felt like a massive jump in quality from their previous games. I think just like visually, I think it's the only like Steel Wool game that has like good audio design too. Just like all the mini games on offer. What I love about this game is that it's basically Five Nights at Freddy's Job Simulator, which I think is very, very fun. And I think it's better than Job Simulator because of that, because it actually has like stakes and like the failure to the pressure to lose, to fail. And just like the vibes and everything, I just love it. I really do love it. I think it has one of the best like ending sequences of a Steel Wool game where you're like going through like the arcade game in first person. That was really cool. Um, I think the only thing it's really missing is like a new like OC office segment. Like they have Fizzy Faz, but Fizzy Faz was kind of whatever. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't great. And I wish Circus Baby had a larger role narratively. They really teased me with Help 1 and 2 being themed so heavily around Sister Location, at least with the reveal trailer and then also the ending. It's weird. What is the narrative significance of that, by the way? Do you guys have any idea what that was meant to be? Where like the Sister Location elevator being the ending of the game, where you get like you take the Sister Location elevator up to the prize picker. What's it called? The crane game. I don't know what that was about. What is the narrative relevance to that? I'm so confused. But I do think it's still great. I had a lot of fun playing it. Had one of the best like collectathon elements too. Had like every collectible like added to the hub world. Yeah, Help 1 and 2 is very good. Into the Pit. Hot take? I don't really like this game very much. I think it was fine as an anniversary game for me, but like, I think the story is very boring. It's presented in a very boring way. And the gameplay is basically Secret of the Mimic, but 2D and not as good. I don't really ever want to play this again. And not because it's bad, not because it's like offensively bad. It's just, I feel like there's nothing super special about it. I think the visuals are amazing, and I love the credit song. But other than that, like it feels so lacking. It feels so lacking. And you know what? Yeah, it goes there. Yeah, the visuals are amazing. I won't dump the visuals, but like gameplay wise, it's one of those games I like in concept more than execution. Yeah, like I think conceptually this game is fantastic because this is the first 5 Nights at Freddy's game since the classics to have like custom difficulty settings, which Steel Wool, I swear to God, guys, Steel Wool, if my words can reach you in any way, if I could speak a few words to you that could like be like plastered on your walls, add difficulty options, please. So many of my issues with the Steel Wool games would be fixed with proper difficulty options. These games that they make are too easy. They're too easy. 5 Nights at Freddy's is supposed to ramp up and challenge to the point where you can't even beat it anymore. That's what 5 Nights at Freddy's is supposed to be. That's what makes the games so exciting every time they come out, because people try to push themselves to see if they can beat the hardest challenge. I never can, and that's great. I love that about it. I love trying it. And sometimes I do. Like, Enter took me forever to beat. Enter took me months to beat, but when I did, it felt amazing. Steel Wool games need to be harder. They just need to. And I get that they don't want them to be hard because they want people to like play them. Like they want a larger audience than the classics had. Difficulty options. Just add difficulty options. Please. I beg. I'm begging you. Like, Security Breach. I played Security Breach with that harder AI mod, and it made the game way more fun. Ruin could have been way more fun if it was harder. Help 1 and 1, Help 1 and 2, Secret of the Mimic would have been way more fun if it was just harder. Like, that's all I'm asking. It's just please add a hard mode, add difficulty options, add a custom night. You know? Add something like that that lets me engage with the game at a scaling difficulty level, please. Ugh. Sorry, that's my Steel Wool rant for today. Yeah, Into the Pit had that, but unfortunately I didn't like the gameplay very much, so it's not like it added much to the experience. I actually like the gameplay of Help Wanted 1, 2, and Secret of the Mimic. So I want to experience these games at a higher level of difficulty, please. Before we get to Secret of the Mimic, let's talk about this one, 5 Laps at Freddy's. We only have the demo for this, but I quite like it. I'm not going to rank it, but I just want to say, I like the demo of 5 Laps at Freddy's. It's super crusty. It's like super unfinished. It's basically like an in-dev alpha. Like, this is like, it feels like super duper early. It feels like something that I should not have been able to play with how early it was. But I like what they're going for. I like having 2 items that you can swap. I love the resource management. Like, I love the fact they found a way to incorporate the time, the clock, and the resource management, like the battery, into a kart racer. I think that's super, super fun. I think the items are really fun. I think the tracks are ugly, but fun to race on, I guess. And I think it has potential to be like a fun little kart racer that I can play with no one. Because even if it has online, God help me trying to convince anyone to play it over Mario Kart, you know? But I like it. I'm excited for it to come out. I will definitely buy it at launch and play it, because I think it is fun. Even if it's just like, even if I'm just doing time trials, I'll play it. Imagine a Secret of the Mimic track. Dude, imagine like Secret of the Mimic characters in this game. Like Jackie and I think Mycelium Man should be in this game. Like, I think Five Nights at Freddy's Kart Racer is the spin-off we've all wanted. I think that's like that's the one spin-off idea that every like Five Nights at Freddy's fan will say like that's the one we want. So like, I really hope they make it a thing. Like I hope it comes out with like really well, like really nice, has online, and then like even add to it. You know, add to it over time. Every time a new Five Nights at Freddy's game comes out, add a new character and a track. You know? I think that's a good idea. And maybe even like a cart. It'll just be me, you, and Oscar. Yeah, probably. I don't even know if Oscar's gonna get it. Yeah, I'll definitely get it. Alright, Secret of the Mimic. Where am I putting it? Now that I've got soft locked out of the true ending, where am I gonna put it? Can I be honest, guys? I think it's up here. I think Steel Wool finally did it. I think they cracked the S. After all these years, 5 games later, they finally cracked the S. I think Secret of the Mimic is... It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. It's the best story we've had in the series. It is gorgeous. I love the aesthetic of the game. Every environment is like so lovingly crafted. Like everywhere you look, like you cannot like move the camera in a direction where like you see something that like looks like, oh, that looks under-designed. Like that never happens. Like there's always some like mascot costume in like a creepy position, or like a lovingly crafted like texture. Well, sometimes they don't load properly, but other than that, they are lovingly crafted. There's like such detailed environments. Amazing animation work, like absolutely phenomenal animation work, especially on like Jackie and the Mimic. Like, oh my god, like we knew that they were Pixar animators, but like, goddamn, the animation was crazy on Jackie, I gotta say. Even like Big Top had amazing animation. Dolly had some amazing animation. They did crazy work on that. And the gameplay, like, I said this during the time I was playing. What I wanted from Steel Wool is I wanted Help Wanted, but instead of just being mini games, I wanted it to be an adventure game. Like, take the gameplay of Help Wanted and string it together into like a big adventure game. And we got that. We actually finally got that. And I'm so happy with it. I think the minigames are fun, if a little easy. They're a little easy. I would like it if they were a bit harder. But on top of the minigames, just like the core gameplay, the core mimicky gameplay, so fun, dude. So fun. So fun to just like be walking around an environment with a bunch of mascot costumes and like wondering like, oh god, which one's gonna spring to life? And even in situations where there's only the one costume, like the Mimic's AI is so fun to just deal with, you know? It's reliable, but also it does things that sometimes you don't expect, you know? And it has like these really interesting levels to engage with it. Like, I love the fact that it has multiple levels of awareness. Like it has, I would give them like 3 phases. Like it has like the prowl mode, and then it has like, oh shit, I think I saw someone, I'm gonna investigate the area. And then it has the 3rd level, which is like, I saw you, you're done. And I love how it changes depending on that phase. Like obviously the first phase is its slowest, and then the suspicious phase gets a little bit faster, and then when it actually sees you, it's full sprint. You are not escaping unless like you are right by an exit. I love that. I really, really love that. Because yes, it is still kind of easy, and I think a lot of that has to do with the objectives. I think the idea of objectives being like, hey, just get past it. It's not always like that, but sometimes, you know, in that last segment in the pizzeria, there was just kind of a moment where it's just like, okay, I just need to put this down and I just need to book it, you know? I think it would be better if exiting... Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. If I could maybe make a suggestion for future games, I think exiting the unsafe area should always come at a time cost. I think it should. Because, like, it makes it a bit too easy to just run past the Mimic and get into a, like, tuck into a safe area. You know? Like, in Murray's Mansion, it's cool that the safe zone, you need to twist the door. And, like, it doesn't take very long, but it takes just long enough to where you're like, oh shit, am I actually gonna make it? You know? Because, like, you have to put the key in, and then you have to twist it, and then the door takes a second to open. In that time, the Mimic could book it towards you, and that's really good. Whereas, like, if it's just a vent, you just walk up to it and duck in it, like, very, like, instantly. I think that's not great when it comes to difficulty. Now, obviously, it's not always about difficulty. I think, like, the super lenient checkpoints, I think, prove that this game isn't really about being hard. It's just about being engaging. And it is engaging. It's very engaging. I love playing it. Like, even if it's easy, you still have to respect the Mimic somewhat. Like, if the Mimic is in front of where you need to go, you can't just run past him like you can in Security Breach. You have to, like, either lead him out, or get him to chase you away from there, then hide in a locker, then get out, then go the way you want to go. Like, you still have to respect him to a degree. Which I think is all I could ask for. In terms of it, like, being, like, in terms of, like, the baseline difficulty. But yeah, I don't die very often in this game, but I still do die sometimes, because again, you have to respect the Mimic. You have to respect it. Even a little bit. You have to, like, you can't just, like, block him out of your mind. You have to respect him a little bit, which is awesome. Perfect. Expand on that. Improve on that next time. I'm very, very, like, excited to see that they actually nailed a game. Just, I guess, a game first and foremost, but also that formula. That formula of, like, animatronic AI. I'm very happy that they finally nailed it after getting it so wrong in Security Breach. But yeah, I love that. The game is amazing. It looks amazing. Again, best story in a FNAF game. Just some amazing, like, emotional reveals. I love all the characters. Uh, the music's fine. I think the score is actually kind of disappointing. And the audio design isn't super great. But other than that, and that soft lock is actually crazy. I'm like super buff. Like, I can't believe that soft lock is in that game. Wild, wild. They need to fix that. But once they do, there's not really be a whole lot to criticize about the game, other than like personal tastes about difficulty and stuff. Because I'm sure for a lot of people, this game is hard. You know, I'm sure for like people who aren't like super into this type of game, I'm sure Secret Mimic is like a pretty challenging game. And it was pretty challenging the first time, but like repeat playthroughs are just gonna get easier and easier, man. Like I'm gonna be breaking that Mimic's ankles in a couple of playthroughs. But yeah, that is the tier list. If it wasn't for these shits down here, this would be a very top-heavy tier list. Look at all these like classic games. Dude, this is so sad. Is FNAF 2 really the only classic game not in S tier? I guess Ultimate Custom Night. That's very funny. Poor FNAF 2, man. FNAF 2 needs a remake. We need a FNAF 2 remake stat. Yeah, that's the tier list. I'm very much looking forward to the future of this franchise again after Secret of the Mimic. I'm very, very much looking forward to it. I hope this isn't a fluke. I feel like it can't be. Help 1 and 2 was also good. I feel like it's not a fluke. I think Steel will probably has just figured it out now. And I hope they're rewarded for it, you know? I hope, like, Steel will gets their flowers. I hope they get, like, I hope the sales numbers look good. I hope critically it looks good. I think it's like an 81 on Steam right now or something. Let me take a peek. It was at like high 70s last I checked, but I think now it's at like an 80 or something. Let's see. 81. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I think I think if I had to rate it out of 10, which I wouldn't, I would rate it out of 5. But if I had to rate it out of 10, yeah, I'd probably give it an 8. Yeah. That's a very good score for this game. Yeah, Secret of the Mimic, man. I'm so happy with it. And I love, like, also just, like, lore-wise, it's fun to have some, like, mysteries. 5 truther. I like 5 out of 10, or out of 5, I like 5 stars more, just because, like, there's less, like, vagueness in the rating, you know? With, like, an out of 10 system, like, you give something a 7, it's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Did you like it, or did you hate it? I don't know. Yeah, look at that. The Five Nights at Freddy's bundle. Oh, it's 10% off. That's cool. So if you buy the Five Nights at Freddy's bundle, you get 10% off. So you get Secret of the Mimic and the Springtrap DLC for 10% off. That's cool. Like, what's a 7 versus an 8? That's what I'm saying, man. What's a 7 versus an 8? Alright. Well, that's the tier list. I'm gonna end the recording now.